When I was a kid, I could see things humans aren't supposed to see.
What if I told you that God and the devil made a wager and a standing bet for the souls of all mankind?
In a world where light and darkness constantly collide, few characters embody that eternal struggle, like John Constantine, the cynical, chain-smoking exorcist, who walks the line between heaven and hell. The story of Constantine has always been more than just supernatural horror. It's about guilt, redemption, and the heavy cost of seeing what others can't. As news and updates about the return of this cult classic continue to build excitement, fans are once again drawn into the gritty, haunting atmosphere that made Constantine such a powerful figure in dark fantasy cinema. Every whisper, every clue, every piece of information feels like an omen, a sign that something bigger, darker, and far more dangerous is on the horizon. The upcoming continuation of Constantine promises to expand the mythos while keeping the core essence intact, a tortured antihero trapped between divine judgment and demonic chaos. The new updates hint that the tone will return to its roots, grim, philosophical, and unapologetically gothic. Expect rain-soaked streets, flickering lights, and a sense of spiritual dread that creeps under your skin. This time, Constantine's battle won't just be with demons. It will be with his own past, his regrets, and the cursed fate he can never truly escape. Each frame, each scene, is designed to remind viewers that even heroes born in shadows must sometimes pay the ultimate price for their defiance. Keanu Reeves' return as John Constantine has reignited passion among fans who have waited years to see him don the trenchcoat once more. His portrayal remains one of the most beloved interpretations of a comic book character, stoic yet broken, powerful yet painfully human. Reeves brings an authenticity that goes beyond special effects or visual spectacle. When he looks into the abyss, you feel the weight of his sins. The latest updates surrounding the production suggest that this version of Constantine will delve deeper into his psyche, exploring what drives a man to fight against hell while knowing heaven may never forgive him. It's less about salvation and more about resistance, a theme that resonates with every fan of dark fantasy storytelling. The story this time is set to take place in a world that feels eerily familiar yet disturbingly changed. Humanity has grown colder, faith weaker, and the unseen forces of the supernatural more emboldened than ever. Constantine, haunted by his past exorcisms and the countless souls he couldn't save, is once again drawn into a war he never truly left. But this isn't a simple fight between good and evil. It's a moral labyrinth, one that blurs the boundaries between sin and virtue, life and damnation. The atmosphere of the film promises to be thick with symbolism, where every shadow hides a secret and every prayer feels like a desperate cry in the dark. Visually, Constantine is shaping up to be a cinematic masterpiece drenched in noir aesthetics, gothic architecture, and apocalyptic energy. Every shot feels meticulously crafted to capture the balance between beauty and decay. The trailer reveals glimpses of haunting imagery, crucifixes burning in the rain, spirits lurking in mirrors, and Constantine standing alone against an infernal storm. The cinematography isn't just there to impress, it's there to unsettle, to make the audience feel as if they too are caught between worlds. The use of fire, smoke, and shadow plays a critical role in portraying Constantine's internal struggle. The deeper he dives into the supernatural, the more he seems to lose pieces of his humanity. Fans have also been thrilled by the news that the upcoming installment won't shy away from darker, more philosophical storytelling. It aims to explore the fragility of faith and the loneliness of those who walk the line between the divine and the damned. Constantine has always been a tragic figure, a man cursed by his own knowledge. burdened with powers that feel more like punishment than a gift. The film will likely amplify this pain, showing how his life of exorcisms and occult dealings has eroded his soul. Yet, despite his cynicism, there's always a spark of compassion buried beneath his bitterness, a twisted sense of duty that keeps him fighting when others would have given up. The emotional tone of Constantine is shaping up to be more personal and introspective than before. It's not just about exorcising demons anymore. It's about confronting inner demons, the guilt, trauma, and despair that never let go. The story intertwines themes of loss and redemption, love and sacrifice, heaven's silence, and hell's persistence. Constantine's relationships, both human and celestial, will play a significant role in shaping his journey. The tension between belief and disbelief, hope and resignation, becomes the beating heart of his story. Viewers can expect scenes that are both emotionally raw and visually haunting, the kind of moments that linger long after the credits roll. There are also strong indications that Constantine will further connect its universe to broader mythologies, possibly touching upon ancient rituals, lost prophecies, and forbidden knowledge. This isn't just another exorcism tale, it's a world built on centuries of hidden truths and celestial politics. The film's new creative direction seems determined to honor the original, while also pushing the boundaries of storytelling, blending horror, theology, and psychological depth into one unforgettable experience. Fans who have followed Constantine from the comics to the screen will likely recognize familiar elements, from the sarcastic humor to the melancholic wisdom that defines his character. Production updates suggest that the visual effects will strike a balance between realism and the surreal. Demonic manifestations, purgatorial landscapes, and celestial interventions are expected to feel organic, more like extensions of Constantine's psyche than mere spectacle. The sound design will play a critical role too, with whispers, chants, and echoes enhancing the feeling of unease. Every scream, every heartbeat, every flicker of flame will be layered to pull the viewer deeper into the nightmare. Music, too, will carry a spiritual yet menacing tone, mixing orchestral darkness with ambient dread to create an atmosphere unlike anything seen before. The anticipation surrounding Constantine isn't just nostalgia-driven, it's rooted in what the story represents. In an age where morality is gray and truth feels fractured, Constantine stands as a reminder that some battles are worth fighting, even when victory seems impossible. His defiance against both heaven and hell reflects the human condition itself, flawed, stubborn, and searching for meaning in chaos. The film's themes of faith, free will, and damnation strike a universal chord, and that's what makes it so enduring. Whether you see him as a hero, an anti-hero, or a doomed soul, John Constantine captures the complexity of belief in a world that often feels godless. As the release draws near, the growing excitement among fans feels almost supernatural in itself. Forums, discussions, and edits are already flooding the internet, each frame analyzed, every word dissected. But beneath all the hype lies something deeper, a connection to a character who embodies rebellion and resilience. Constantine doesn't fight for glory, he fights because no one else will. And that's what makes him unforgettable. The film's creative team appears committed to preserving that raw authenticity. Every detail from the lighting to costume design reflects the world-weary tone of a man who has seen too much. His iconic trench coat and lighter return, not just as props, but as symbols of his eternal burden. The scenes glimpsed in promotional footage hint at moral decay and spiritual collapse, cities consumed by vice and fear, and a hero who knows redemption might never come. Yet he keeps walking cigarette in hand, sarcasm on his tongue, and damnation in his shadow. The updates surrounding the cast reveal a blend of familiar faces and intriguing newcomers, suggesting a story that expands beyond Constantine's past while keeping him at the center. Expect new allies and adversaries, both human and demonic, each testing his limits and beliefs. The chemistry and tension between characters will likely shape much of the emotional weight of the story. And as always, every choice Constantine makes will have consequences because, in his world, even a single act of mercy can tilt the balance between salvation and destruction. Ultimately, Constantine isn't just a supernatural thriller. It's a story about the cost of knowledge, the price of defiance, and the loneliness of those who see the world as it truly is. It's a dark reflection of humanity's own struggle with sin, belief, and morality. The return of this franchise feels timely, a reminder that even in a world drowning in shadows, there's still room for the reluctant hero who dares to challenge both angels and demons. This new chapter promises to deliver the same intensity, mystery, and emotion that made the original unforgettable, but with an even deeper exploration of the man behind the magic. Fans of dark fantasy and supernatural cinema can expect a film that doesn't just entertain, but provokes thought, a story that dares to question the very foundations of good and evil. Constantine's journey continues, not as a redemption arc, but as an eternal rebellion against a universe that refuses to give straight answers. His fate may be cursed, but his defiance remains unbroken. And that's what makes him not just a character, but a legend.